Hey there, Aries. Welcome to your reading for the week of, or no, this is for August 2024. You have this fleeting flare path. It says, something in your life will be brief, not meant to stay in your life forever. You have this temple of the soul. It says you're on a karmic path so you can unravel the mysteries of your karmic debts. So there could be some sort of fly-by-night situation that's coming in for you. I will say that Mercury retrograde can definitely create these types of things where, you start something like an idea or even a relationship and it doesn't last it doesn't last through the retrograde or ends quickly after the retrograde. I would, of course, would tell you to do it anyway. So if you have an idea, I would do it. I always tell the story, like years ago, it was a Mercury retrograde, but like I needed to make my car payment and I had like $0, negative dollars in my bank account. And I came up with an idea and it made me like exactly to the penny the amount of money that I needed to be able to pay for my car. And so the idea, it did end up dying after the retrograde, but it made me the money I needed. So I always tell people, it's like, you never know. It's like you should still do things during retrogrades, even if it doesn't last after the retrograde, because there might be a good freaking reason for it, right? And so I would, even if you have an idea and you're thinking to yourself, it's retrograde, it still might teach you something very valuable. It might help you make your car payment with the chariot as well, or whatever the case may be. So, again, I think that it would be worth it for you to, take action on something, even if it doesn't last. And here's the other thing. The reading isn't even saying it won't last. It's like sometimes you can start something during a retrograde and it just changes after the retrograde. It just becomes something different. And, that's really what this could be saying. I do feel like some of you are either thinking about moving or you're about to move. Chariot, Tower, Six of Swords, World. These are all cards of moving. And, especially, the Tower to me isn't really that bad of a card. And, especially with having the Chariot right next to it, it could just represent a move. You have the Two of Pentacles, and I think that you have to make a choice at this time. The energy I'm getting off of the Two of Pentacles is that there's a decision that you have to make right now. And the Two of Pentacles basically says you only have enough energy to maybe really put your focus into one thing. So I feel that a lot of you are trying to do a lot right now. And maybe you have to. There could be certain reasons for that. But sometimes I just feel the Two of Pentacles really says, focusing in on one thing and really giving it your focus, like one project or one business or one idea or, one idea for your health or whatever you're trying to fix here, just that focus is the thing that will make you successful. And the Two of Pentacles is like spinning plates or, trying to do too much. So I feel like the Two of Pentacles is saying focus. Also, you have the Nine of Pentacles, which also says focus. She has this falcon right here on her hand, and the falcon on the Nine of Pentacles represents your focus. She is training her focus on this card and learning how to be able to focus on one thing. The other thing is that we go up to you, the King of Wands, to the Seven of Pentacles. And the Seven of Pentacles, he's looking at those pentacles and he is asking, is the juice worth the squeeze? Is it worth it for him to keep putting energy into something, or should he turn around and go grow something different? Because he's already, the Seven of Pentacles, he's really learned everything he can from his current situation. Those Seven Pentacles are his harvest, and so he's getting a harvest. You could be getting a harvest, but it could also say like he's already done that before, whatever he's doing, and there could be something better, and that's kind of the feeling I get here. With the Chariot, you have the Six of Cups. I would be careful. You have this temple of the soul. It said you are on a karmic path, so you can unravel the mysteries of your karmic debts. This right here could be like karmic debts, And I would be careful of anyone trying to come back from the past, this month, especially with Mercury retrograde. But other than that, I do like the Six of Cups because it can represent obstacles being removed from your path. And the Chariot is kind of a card of charging right through an obstacle. So, again, I think you're overcoming obstacles. With the Two of Pentacles, you have the Hierophant. See, I think you have more of a spiritual connection to something. So again, if you are thinking about, working on multiple projects, or, if you're thinking about changing your job or changing how you work, I think the Hierophant is saying that you probably have, one thing that you're thinking about, you have more of a spiritual connection to. And that is what I would start working on with the Hierophant, is whatever you are more spiritually connected to, because I think that will lead to better results, of course. With the Nine of Pentacles, you have the Hermit here. Yeah, I think you're getting out of Hermit mode very clearly. The Nine of Pentacles would represent, a period of independence or being independent or, kind of like working on yourself. And the Hermit would represent obviously being in Hermit mode. But we go over to the world here, and I feel that for a lot of you that you're starting to, kind of reveal who you are to the world, or maybe you're stepping out into the world in a bigger way. You have this promoter card. It says a new idea project has great potential for success. There you go. You have this Gaia card. It says trust that the universe has a better plan than you do. So I think you are being led in a new direction. I actually don't think this is a mystery. That Gaia card there, it usually kind of represents a little bit of a mystery, or it can represent kind of like a little bit of a spiritual flat tire where you are, working towards something, or, working on a project, just not working. And because it's not working, the universe is trying to tell you, hey, there's like something better. But I actually feel in this reading that you see the thing that is better. So, again, if you've been working on a business or a project or an idea for a long time, I feel like you see the thing that is a better idea. So it's not really a mystery, at all. And, with this other card, again, I think it's saying, go for the new idea. You have the Tower, the King of Wands, and the Nine of Wands. I feel like this is saying, like, don't let past Tower moments hold you back. Because we go down to the Nine of Wands here in this row. And so I really feel this is saying that some of you could be being affected by past Tower moments or past concerns or whatever the case may be. And I feel like this is saying, like, it's time for you to rebuild. The other thing is that sometimes when we've had a Tower moment, it can be such a sudden shakeup that we don't realize that we can rebuild. We kind of get to the Tower and we think that it's the end. And I feel that this is saying, like, it's not the end. You need to rebuild your Tower. You have because you're the king, right? You have the King of Wands right here. The King of Wands is your card here, Aries. The King of Wands is like the action taker. He's very bold and confident. And he's also a little bit of a visionary as well. He comes up with like unique ideas for business or whatever he does for work. And I feel that this whole entire reading is really saying that you have very unique ideas that could make you very successful. But I do feel like you need to like start putting in the work into those ideas so that you can be successful. And the King of Wands, I think, is giving you confidence. Of course, whenever you show up as yourself in a reading, it really puts you in a position of power and strength and allows you to get what you want from the reading. So I like that as well. I also feel that you're very attractive at this time here, Aries. So I would get out in public, especially for those of you that want love. You have the Nine of Wands. Nine of Wands is a card of the Wounded Warrior, and they're like I said, I think that's the Tower. Like sometimes we have a Tower moment in life, and we just are out of ideas. And I feel some of you have been in that position where you've had a Tower moment, or you've had something happen, and you're saying to yourself, "Well, that was my best shot," And but I feel I kind of get this feeling that the reading is saying like, no, you're about to make your best shot, or you're about to take your best shot. You haven't even reached the best yet. That card says trust the universe has a better plan than you do. I kind of feel like you're starting to get signs, symbols, synchronicities, like inspirations. Even the Tower can represent a light bulb moment, and so some of you could be having these moments of genius that could be your best shot. With the Tower, you have the Two of Pentacles. So this would say, with the Two of Pentacles twice in the Tower, that this is like a little bit of a warning. Sometimes if we spread ourselves too thin, if we do too much, or we don't take a break, or we don't rest, relax, recover, then we have a Tower moment. So I do, part of me is kind of feeling that the Two of Pentacles in the Tower is a little bit of a warning to you to make sure that you are, gathering your energy, to make sure that you're not burning yourself out. And also, again, sometimes I think we have a Tower moment if we're working on something when, the universe is like trying to guide us down another path. And if we're working on something that isn't working, the universe is like, well, clearly you need a Tower to get you to go do something else. So I kind of feel this could be a Tower that could be avoided as well. With the King of Wands, you have the Two of Swords. Again, really interesting. Two of Swords, she normally is the lady. She's crossing the swords over her chest, and normally she has choppy waters behind her, and you have the Six of Swords right here. So I feel for a lot of you that you are going to cross the choppy waters. She is kind of like out of ideas, and she might be settling because she has those two swords, and the Two of Swords can represent like this or that thinking, like thinking that you only have two options, but she has that new island behind her, and so it kind of represents a third option or something else that she can do in her life. And remember what I was saying earlier, it's almost like some of you have felt like that you are out of ideas or that you don't know what to do next. And I feel that this is saying you are seeing what your next step should be. With the Nine of Wands, you have the Tower. Again, this is just confirmation for me as a reader. I feel like this is saying that these two are connected and that a Tower moment has put you in the Nine of Wands energy. And I feel like, so I think you've already had the Tower moment, whatever it is. It could have been like a revelation. It doesn't even have to be a bad thing. Like I said, it could be a light bulb moment that you've had or a sudden realization. But I think something has happened, and I feel the Nine of Wands is saying, don't give up. This is not the end, or whatever happened is not the end. You have this whale. It says Wisdom Keeper. You have this ocean. It says Distant Journey on it. And this is coming up in the area of messages from your future self. I do feel that some of you are literally going to go on a journey. We have the Six of Swords in the World. And so these two cards together would say that you are about to go on some sort of journey or adventure in your life. This could be you traveling or moving. It could also be something that you are learning or something that you are starting as well. Again, this other card said something about a new idea or a new project has great potential for success. And so whenever we start a new project or do something new, it is always an adventure. And I feel that you are going on an adventure here. You have the Seven of Pentacles, the Six of Swords, and the World. The Seven of Pentacles can represent a change in direction. And so I do feel like you could be changing direction on something in your life because we have the Six of Swords and the World also showing up here. But the seven, it's like you are moving on from something that you have grown to a certain point. I don't even think you're necessarily going to like leave it behind. But, I feel like some of you, it's like you've been working on something in your life. It could be yourself. You could be working on your health, your business, whatever. And I just see you kind of like adding something else onto it. It's like, but I don't really necessarily think that you're quitting anything. So I want to make that point. I feel like I need to make that point to fire signs for whatever reason. I think because like all the other signs, I really truly believe are really reinventing themselves and changing on a very deep level. So they could be, quitting jobs or businesses or ideas. But I feel like the fire signs, like a better word for the fire signs would be evolution. I think the fire signs, and especially you, Aries, are kind of like evolving the way that they work. So it's a little bit different than what everybody else is doing. And so I feel this is just saying you're just kind of like, taking something to the next logical step. You have the Six of Swords, which is moving on to calmer shores. I think that this is a little bit of a breath of fresh air here. I think that for a lot of you, you could just be moving on to calmer shores. For others, it could just be a breath of fresh air where, the energy seems to be lightening up this month, or, maybe you feel just better in general this month. And of course, whenever you feel better, that allows you to accomplish a lot more. I do feel there's also a little bit of a focus on health here with this card. So you could be improving your health. And obviously, when you improve your health and you feel better, you want to do more. So, I think a lot of you could be feeling more energetic, more alive. You could be just feeling better. You have this World card, and so there's clearly some big accomplishments coming in for you here. I keep hearing, I think I said this earlier, I could be making it up, but I keep hearing, like, is this it? Or, it's like, I think that some of you feel that you've peaked, but I feel like this reading is saying, like, no, you, like I said earlier, you haven't even shot your best shot yet. I think you're about to become a big shot. I think you are about to do something, like, harder or different. And I'm pretty sure I've said very similar things in your past readings, but, I think this is just saying, like, no, you haven't even, reached the top yet of whatever it is that you're working on or doing, and you haven't peaked, but but you are evolving. You are kind of changing. So it might seem like things are going down in your life, but I feel really it's just that you're kind of getting ready to go back up. With the Seven of Pentacles, you have the Seven of Pentacles. A lot of repeating cards this month, I've noticed, which is interesting. It really doesn't happen that much. There's like one sign, Cancer, right? Every single Cancer reading I do, they get 900 repeating cards. But for the most part, people do not get repeating cards in their readings. And you have 2 so far, or 3. And so the repeating cards pretty much just are the universe saying, I meant what I said. It's kind of like confirmation for your path, or it's the universe saying you're going the right direction. With the Six of Swords, you have the Page of Cups. Yeah, I mean, there could be a little bit of love here if you want it. Like I said, I think that you have to get attention for love, so I would get out in public. Like, I make it very clear on my channel that love does not magically appear in your life in front of you ever. For the most part, you have to go and get it. People always leave me comments. They always say, you've been saying that love is showing up, and here I am, I've been waiting for love. And I always respond to those people, you answered your own question, right? And I never clarify, because if you don't understand what I'm saying, then you're just not going to get it. But you answered your own question. What are you waiting for? I can go to the store right now, and I can ask every single person out in the store, guarantee you someone's going to say yes. So again, love is always available to you, but you have to have the guts to go and get it. And obviously you don't have to go to the store and ask everyone else, but people have to know that you exist as a person. With the World, you have the King of Wands. There you go. And this is exactly why. You have the King of Wands twice now. And you have the King of Wands with the World, which kind of says that you're on top of the world, or you need to stand out in the world. And so I think that it would be a great time for you to go get attention, or for you to stand out. You have this horse spirit. It says freedom is yours. You have the starfish. It says open to infinite possibilities. So I think that there are a million ways that you could do anything that you want to do, of course. And we are in a time of infinite possibilities. In November, we'll have Pluto going into Aquarius. And I think Pluto and Aquarius really will be kind of this time of infinite possibilities. The interesting thing is like, I feel like there might be more restrictions, or it might feel like we are being restricted. This could be financial or otherwise, because I think that we've entered into a new world. And, it's like we have a choice which world we live in, or which world we stay in. And it's like one world is like, 3D materialism, money world, and not that money is bad, trust me, I love money, but the other world is doing things a different way. And so if you can, again, even if you don't have the money to do something, Four of Pentacles, your first card here, it's like saying, how can you do something without having the things that you need? Because the rules have changed. We just need to wake up and realize it, and I feel like that's what this card is saying, and that's how you will set yourself free. You have the Four of Pentacles. This is the area of the good stuff. So you do have the Four of Pentacles, which in the area of the good stuff would say that you are building a new financial foundation, or that you are even moving mountains. I always say one of my favorite people of all time, Greg Braden, he says when your head and your heart become one, you can move mountains. So a lot of you could be in alignment with exactly what you want in life, and that's why you are overcoming obstacles. You have the Eight of Cups. No longer settling is what I feel on this Eight of Cups. I really just see you deciding that you're not going to settle for less in any area of your life. And so you could be like letting go of things, or just, this doesn't even have to be anything, important. It could just say that you're letting go of the things that have been holding you back. In the area of the good stuff, the Eight of Cups would say that you are walking towards fulfillment. So, I feel like there could be a lot of fulfillment for you. You also have the Hangman. And again, the whole entire reading pretty much says that you've been maybe feeling stuck, or, like you've been in hangman mode. And I feel like the Hangman and the good stuff is just saying that you have gained some answers. He's gained enlightenment. His head is glowing. And so now he has the answers necessary to move forward on his journey. And that's what I feel for you. I feel like you just have the answers, or you have gathered the information necessary to be able to progress, or to make progress in your life. So this looks really, really good. With the Four of Pentacles, you have the Knight of Cups. Again, a little bit of love here. I mean, there could be love coming in for you if you want it. There could be a Knight in Shining Armor going this way. And the Four of Pentacles is a good card for love, because it would represent a person who really wants a stable foundation in the connection. Could be any sign. The Knight and Page of Cups to me just represent like a general admirer. Some people might say a water sign, but I feel like it could be any sign. It could also be like an Aquarius, Scorpio, Taurus, Leo, or a Capricorn. Virgo also shows up. Cancer, Scorpio. It could be any sign. It could be a Taurus. I think I already said that. I just listed all 12 signs, so there you go. Could be anybody that's showing up. With the Eight of Cups, you have the Fool. I think you are going to take the leap of faith. It's like you're unsticking yourself right here with that Two of Swords to the Six of Swords. I think that you've been thinking that you only have two options, or two choices in your life, but really I think you're discovering that you have infinite possibilities. With the Hangman, you have the Knight of Wands. Knight of Wands is just being open to the adventure, or just going on the adventure. And so I feel for a lot of you that you could just be open to new adventures and new opportunities at this time. But let's see here. You have this empathy card. I kind of feel like your friends could be very important if you don't have friends. I get those comments too sometimes, where people are like, I don't have any friends. I'm like, well, go make some. And but either way, I think that there are people who could be helping you at this time, or guiding you in your life, which is great. You also have this birth card. Yeah, the birth of a new life. Whatever this card said that I can't ever remember. It said a new idea or new project has great potential for success. So it's like you're birthing a new idea or a new plan, and it's going to be good for you. You have this fortune card. Yes, great fortunes. The fortunes exist on, by you doing, evolving, like I said, with the Seven of Pentacles, or doing something new. And so I feel like there could be great fortunes. You have this flattery card. Yeah, like I said, this month hasn't been too great for love. It hasn't been bad either. It's just the fact that love hasn't been showing up for a lot of people, which is fine. But, you could start talking and flirting with a person, and, maybe it doesn't become too serious this month, but, of course, that could change in the future. But, whenever I get this card, it says to me that you're just, like, maybe meeting and talking to a person, flirting with them. Mercury retrograde, perfectly fine to take your sweet-ass time and just, go with the flow, right? Don't rush. And finally, you have this principle card. This is you, like, developing new principles in your life, or new ways of living. So you could be adopting a new belief system, and again, whatever that belief system is could be good for you. But this looks really good. I like it. So thank you for being here, and definitely enjoy your month.